With it being Hannah's car, she was the first one to get the tools out on it. Firstly, removing the bonnet. So there's a few things you need to start a car, or a few things you need to run an engine. Number one is power. And the battery on this car is at the back, but we do have a jumper cable here. But it's just a weird power system. Look, you can see 14.8 volts. 50 amps. It's so, I don't know whether this has some kind of like weird battery involved, but when there's electric involved, it's not really our best, it's not our subject really, is it? So out comes the jumper pack, and we're going to put power to those jumper points which were underneath the bonnet. Once we've done this, we should have power to the car and be able to open the rear boot lid. Wow! And now we can check the battery out.
Do you think this is just a leisure battery then?
I think it might be a leisure battery. 48 volts. Why would you need so many volts? Double the amount of volts you normally have. Next thing you need is fuel. Let's see if we've got fuel. We've got fuel. Next thing we need is oil. We also wanted to clean out this air intake as well, because there's a lot of dust in there, and any dust that gets sucked inside the engine is not going to do it any good. And we also can't check the oil unless the car's on, because there's no dipstick. So now we're just going to remove this brace across, just to give us better access to those intake pipes so we can clean it all out. So the air box sits on top, and the air gets sucked through into the turbos. The turbos will be spinning, causing boost, and then they come out down the bottom, down through this middle section, down here, and both go through these pipes here. So when they go back through these pipes here, they'll connect to an intercooler on the side of both sides, which is cooling down the air before it then gets pushed into this, which goes into the engine somehow. So there should be a loop here, but at the minute it's just going to suck air and blow it straight out of there if we manage to get it started.
So there's no air going to the engine?
The only air goes to the engine is through that. There'll be no boosted air. So I really don't think it's going to work, but yeah, if it turns over, it's a good sign.
Yeah, that's about all you're going to get it to do, I think.
There was a few other things we needed to do, like bend this pipe out the way before we could get it started. Mechanic. Is that mechanicked it?
That's one bit we don't need to repair now.
Right, Annie, you're going to start it?
When you press that button, nothing's going to happen.
It's going to go and we're going to be looking for a pyro fuse for another hour.